All right, so this will just be a brief explanation of like the general terms I'm going to be using over the course of the tutorial to explain different movement options you have. It's pretty basic. It seems more complicated than it is because of the hover frames and all that stuff you gotta think about and keep track of. But really, if you boil it down, Amy only has two movement options, which is jump and hammer flip. Jump, of course, being when she hops. Hammer flip, of course, being when she hammer flips. So those are pretty self-explanatory. But there's a few more terms I'm gonna be using consistently throughout this tutorial. Basically three main ones, if I'm remembering, and we'll just go over those really briefly. So we will talk about the hover frames first, just so we're all on the same page. Basically, when you jump with A, this does not apply with hammer flips. You don't get any hover frames. When you jump with A, you can basically extend the amount of time you spend in the air by about 0.2 seconds on any given short hop. At least that's the amount of time in place. I'm not sure if it changes depending on your speed or whatever. But just in general, the difference is if you just lightly tap A, you spend about 1 second in the air. And if you hold A, you spend about 1.2 seconds in the air. So that's all people mean when they say hover frames. It's just how long you're holding A. And you can also tap A and then start holding it when you're moving to use your frames on the descent or whatever like that. So you can choose whenever you want during the course of your jump to use those hover frames. The utility of the hover frames is, of course, you spend more time in the air, so you can go a little further than you would otherwise without doing it, which, since she moves faster in the air, means it's good to use those hover frames for extending your jumps anytime you're going in a straight line. We're not really going to get into the nitty-gritty of how you should use them or when. You'll kind of learn that over time, and then when you're more advanced, you can come in the Discord and ask about it, and there'll be a lot of discourse. But the three main terms I'm going to be talking about are baby jumps, which are just when you lightly tap A and you don't use any hover frames at all. I'm going to call those baby jumps throughout this tutorial. And then full hops, which are just jumping and holding A for the entire duration of your jump. So using up all your hover frames right off rip, just getting a long, big jump. And then the third one will be a shortened baby hop. And I'll come over here to explain the utility of this. So let's say we're starting here, and we want to get a hammer flip off as close as we can to this sidewalk, but we don't want to go onto the sidewalk with our flip. So if you were to do a baby jump and hold forward the whole time, you're gonna land past the sidewalk by the time you'll be able to flip. But if you do a shortened baby hop, you'll be able to flip before it. And what do I mean when I say shortened baby hop? Essentially, I'm talking about jumping in place with the baby hop and then not holding a direction until you start descending. So you jump in place and you waste a bit of your air time by just falling in place before you move, so that you can shorten the distance you're moving horizontally but maintain the speed from the vertical hop. So the basic idea is just that if you were to go like this, you're going to end up flipping on the sidewalk. But if you burn some of your horizontal movement first, you can land and flip before the sidewalk. Like that. And that has utility across the whole run, especially later on when you get more advanced and start doing things like castle skip and other tricks. It can really come in handy to know how to do that. In the beginner tutorial, we're going to be using a shortened baby hop for the elevator skip in Haunt Shelter. And maybe a couple other places I'll point out as we go along. But yeah, that's the basic overview of the movement. So quick review: we have baby hops, which are when you just lightly tap A, full hops, which are when you hold A the whole time, and shortened baby hops, where you don't start moving until you descend. Okay, on to the tutorial. Okay, so a very brief explanation of the car hop. The cars are going to be on the same cycle every single time you leave the hotel, so you can just go in and out if you want to practice this. And it's really simple. You'll load in facing out towards the street, and you'll just do 3 baby hops upright. And the third one will land you on the hood of the car, and then you'll just do another jump upright. So let's see that. So you load in, mashing, no hovers, just baby jumps. And then you jump and you hammer flip off the slope here towards the load zone when you come here. And then you just mash start to enter the Twinkle Park. You can learn all the cutscene timings, but as a beginner, doesn't really matter. So again, you just leave, upright, baby jumps, 1, 2, 3, jump off the hood of the car. You can full hop off the hood of the car or baby jump, doesn't really matter. That's basically it. That's the whole trick. One more time. Load in. Upright. And that's all there is to it. All right, so I'll explain the mirror room clip here and the beginner strats I'd recommend. So you're gonna load in with some speed coming in hot this way if you hammer flipped or jumped into the door. And basically the idea is you want to hammer flip through this corner of the wall here, but you don't want to jump into the wall or into the corner because you're not going to be able to land running. What you want to do is jump along this wall so that you're running into the corner when you get there. So you come in hot and then you'll just immediately turn and jump into this area, but you don't want to jump into like down here. You want to jump down here and run into the corner so that you can hammer flip. And then you just want to hammer flip right before you hit the actual corner there. I clipped through and hit the load zone. So you just want to hammer flip out. And then when you're out of the wall, there is the next section of the level is directly this way. So you go out and you start holding R and you just want to curve your stick into the next section. And there's 2 spots you can land. You can land either in the mirror, which for some reason still has collision on those blocks, or you can land over here. I'd recommend as a beginner you just land over here because it's really simple that way. There's nothing like complex. You just go as far as you can basically and you'll land out there. You don't have to worry about anything. Okay, let's actually clip. So you just hold R and you land over here and then you just start jumping. And the only other trick on this part is that here you want to hammer flip up the stairs and not try to go over this hole because this hole is a big invisible wall. So when you flip up to here, the idea is that you curve and follow the path of the stairs rather than just try and flip up the hole. So you can flip here and then you just want to curve in. And then the rest is just jumping. Jump to the end of the level. Okay, so this will be a very quick headshot camera skip tutorial. The basic idea is that you want to jump from this little triangle in between this spot here. You want to jump straight right, and then right at the edge here, you want to do another hop and go upright once you're in the air. And both these first jumps are baby hops. And then for the final jump, you'll see once you go off the platform, you just curve upright. So you're aiming for the eyeball here on the left of the door. And then, since these are both baby hops with no hovers being used, when you hit the door, you start holding A, and that lets you hang out against the door. And then all you do past that is you curve your stick the final way so that you clip through the wall. So you're going like this, and you're hovering, and then you just curve it a little this way, and you'll pop around the corner, and you'll pop out the wall, and then you just turn back in and hit the load zone. So looks something like this. Oh, sorry, my game kind of lagged a little bit there. Doesn't like recording too much. Looks something like this. I fell too far and hit the kill plane there, but that's the basic concepts. Like that. And the good thing about this trick is you lose no time trying it, because if you fail, all that happens is you just have to watch the cutscene anyways and go through like you were already going to do. So the only key other element to this is you have to make sure you talk to this monitor so that you can move around in the following cutscene after the game ends. And then timing wise, you just have to watch the words as they scroll across the screen. Once the W and the A are passed on the word warrior, then you are good to go. You can wait for the A or you can go out to the W. It doesn't really matter. So I'll show you what I mean. So you jump up, you get in position, and you watch the words, and the warrior goes across. Oh, well, I missed my jump, but that would be the timing. Is the warrior would go across, and then you would do your double short hops. Can't show because the door was open, but yeah, there you go. Okay, so we're gonna go over the elevator clip here really quick, and then we'll go over the door clip and we'll kind of do them. It's a 2-for-1. So for the elevator clip, you want to just jump when the timer starts, and you want to do a shortened baby hop into the corner here. So if you recall what I was explaining with the shortened, that's a jump in place, and then you start moving when you descend. So you just jump in place and then you start holding up. You don't do this baby hop and hold up because you're not going to get a short hop. So you just jump in place, hold up after a little delay, and then you get a hammer flip in the corner here, right about anywhere in this area. You hammer flip, and then you just go neutral on the stick, so you hold nothing. So hammer flip, neutral, and then you can see when you're neutral, Amy moves up. You can see here she's in the ceiling. Not sure why that happens, but that is what's basically allows you to clip through the ceiling. So you just go neutral for about a second. What I would recommend for real easy sake of your eyeballs, instead of having to learn timing, is when you get the first hammer flip, if you press the same button again, so B or X, whichever you use for hammer flip, you'll do that swing in the air. When that swing ends, you know you're good to go. So like that. And then to clip out, all you do is hold up left. So it's that easy. Shortened baby jump, hammer flip, and you're out. And again, you don't need to do that hammer swing. You could just wait and learn the timing. But doing that hammer swing in the air is just a really easy way to know. And then once you clip through, you want to aim for this third ring here. And that third ring is where you're going to do your next hammer flip to get through the door. So you land, you run, and then when you're in line with that third one, you're going to hammer flip. Okay? So you clip out, and you run, and you hammer flip out the third one. And I guess also just worth noting, if you, let's say you, oh no, I didn't clip out because something went wrong. That's okay. You just wait for the doors, and then the doors open around 6 seconds. So if you look at that timer when you're waiting here, around 5.5 seconds, you can jump out, and then the doors will be open by the time you're there. And then you just do the same thing. You just jump and then run to where the third one will be. But yeah, so you clip out, you run, you hit the third, and then you can either aim your stick up left and leave the camera straight, like this, and clip through. Or you can hold up on the stick and then just use R to clip through, which is how I prefer to do it. So you just use R to turn your camera so that Amy is in this like final square pocket of the door by the time you hit the corner. You can also use any combination of those, you know, doesn't really matter. And doing that will just let you pass clean through. And then once you're through the door, you can start setting up for the capsule jump around the corner, and I'll teach the strat I prefer to use because it's really easy and it's just as fast as the world record IL strat, but a million times easier. So what you'll do the normal start of the level, clip out, clip through the door, and then you're gonna do a short hop this way, a hammer flip, and then one more short hop around the corner. And I'll show you what that looks like. So you through, short hop, hammer flip, short hop. And you can see it pulls you towards this capsule and sets you up to really easily hammer flip and get the speed going to get to the next section of the level. So once you're through the door, this first door here, after the elevator, once you're through this door, you hold L and you do short hop, hammer flip, short hop. And then you do another hammer flip and another short hop. And that lets you cross the pool. The pool, I guess we can talk about because some new runners struggle with it a little bit. Let's just go from this way. The capsule will be broken, but that's fine for what we're showing. So yada yada, you hammer flip. When you're landing here from that hammer flip, let's kill this guy. And we'll just ignore 0 for now. I'll come back this way. Basically, you just want to make sure that when you're landing on this thing, you're landing... Get out of here. Get out of here, guy. You want to make sure you're landing in this section here at the end. And preferably, you'll land kind of in the middle, because depending where you land on this is how much it bounces. And when you're on the sides here, it bounces in such a way that you can see she doesn't land. So if I'm mashing jump here, sometimes because of the bounce, you can, like that, lose your jump. Whereas it stays really stable if you land in the middle. So you can always jump here. You're never going to get your jump eaten. So you want to just land and hammer flip across the pool. And it's speed dependent, like most things. So you don't want to do it from a standstill, but in a run, you'll get used to doing it. Short hop, hammer flip, short hop, you'd get sucked. Hammer flip again, you'd land. Hammer flip across. And then here you can jump, hit the bomb capsule, and then from there it's just continuing on. Okay, so we'll just go over the vents here. So they're pretty simple. You just go to the left and you curve upright into the vent. So the idea is you just are trying to aim for the railing here and get hit by it, and it will let you like glide up into the air instead of having to do a jump off the stairs. So it saves like a second and a half on each vent you do this on. So the first one's much easier than the second one because just the layout and how you're coming in, you don't have to move too much. So this one, again, you just go left of the stairs when you're landing and running, and then you just hammer flip upright and bump against the railing, and that'll get you in. Same deal for this next one. You jump. What I'd recommend is running and jumping when you're in line with this green, so you'll land, and then rather than do another jump, you just run a little bit and then you jump, and that'll set you up well to curve off this next one into the vent. So you'll land, be running, and then you'll go to the green, do another jump, and then curve in, rather than trying to jump and then jump immediately and then all that. You can, but it's good as a beginner to just have some visual references you can rely on. So jump, curve up and in, come out of the vent, jump, run, jump, curve up and in. And see, like, even if you bonk the wall here, like, it's still faster to do that and bonk the wall than it is to do another jump. Like, rather than come up here and jump in or whatever. If you fail for whatever reason, let's say, yeah, some shit happens. You're like, oh no, I didn't quite make it. When you're coming back, you just land and you just hammer flip up. So if you see you hit the wall or something and you're not going to make it, you just turn around backwards and you hammer flip when you land up to the stairs. So you hit the wall, then you just immediately go the other way and hammer flip and jump. Oh no, I hit the wall. And then as long as you land the way you're jumping, so, you know, like, you come in, oh, I didn't make it. As long as you turn, you can still instantly basically recover. And those are the vents. Okay, next we're going to explain the pasta skip. Not pasta skip, neither of those things. Next, we're going to explain the bathroom clip. So the bathroom clip is pretty simple. You're going to jump into this vent and be running into Act 2. And my advice is when you transition into Act 2, you run into the wall like this, rather than run straight ahead. You run like this. Because then when you load in, you're going to be like pushed into the wall a little bit, and that will make jumping into the stall really easy. And then I recommend you just hold L when you load into Act 2. So you run into the wall like this and you hold L. And then when you load in, you just do a full hop out of the end of the stall. So out of this bit down here, you're going to do a full hop and curve into the bathroom stall. Let's see if we got a save state here. There we go. So you're just going to jump in. And what that full hop is going to do is make it so you don't hit the top of the stall. Like, if you do a baby hop, you're going to hit the top of the stall, which is fine later on, but as a beginner can screw you up a little bit or push you into the wrong stall or whatever. So I just recommend full hop, and then you just want to turn your stick into, like, let's see, what stick angle would I say that is? Like straight right, like you jump into the stall and you turn straight right. And the goal is to be in this corner, like this. If you think of like a little triangle here, like this quadrant is where you want to be. And then if you do it right, when you come in, you should be able to just hammer flip and go out of the wall before you even land. So you could just go neutral before you even land and hammer swing and clip out. But if you don't feel confident doing that, if you want to land first, that's fine too. You just jump in, land, and then you just hammer swing. And you make sure you're going neutral when you do that. If you're holding a direction, I'll show you. If you're holding a direction, you just don't clip out. So again, the critical element is you go neutral, and then that lets you go out. And then once you're clipped through, you can start holding a direction again. The next part of this is that once you clip out, you want to set up for the next section. You can do that by landing on the spinning gear down there. It doesn't matter if you land on the raised brown part or the darker part for the purposes of this next trick, just as long as you're landing on that gear and keeping your run speed, which you can do when you clip out by just aiming yourself over here. And that just lets you flip up to this area. It's better if you land on one of the brown parts, but as long as you keep your speed and wait till the end to hammer flip, you'll also still get up. It's just a little bit slower because you might bonk the edge there or whatever. But it really doesn't matter. Anywhere you land down there should be good enough as long as you run to the end of the thing before you do your next hammer flip. And then I'm going to teach left side gears because right side gears has its own struggles and difficulties, and left side gears is like 2 seconds faster. So we're going to learn that way. So you're going to clip out, you're going to land on this wherever, run to the end, flip up. And then once you're up here, you're just going to immediately short hop over to that gear. You can baby hop. You can do whatever you want. Full hop, I think, works fine too. Let's see. And over here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can short hop or baby hop, whichever. And the idea is you just are aiming for this little invisible gear down there. You can see at the bottom, it actually has a platform on it. An invisible platform. Let's see how far it extends. So about this far to the left. Same distance to the right. And a little bit out this way. Actually, like a good chunk out this way. So it's not as tiny of a target as it looks. You can see I can run around on it. And the idea is that when you land on it, you're just going to hammer flip upright immediately. So you're going to come out. Immediately, I do a baby hop upright. And then you hammer swing and you want to hit that spring. If you don't hit the spring, you just land on it. Like if you don't hit it with your hammer swing, it's fine. It's not a big deal. You just land on the gear and go from there. Oh no, I didn't hit it. And then after you hit the spring, you go upright. And that is to set up for the next part. So baby hop, upright, hammer swing. And then you just hold L for a second and press right when you hit this. And that's to aim yourself for this final gear. And the gears are always on the same cycle if you're coming in at the same time. So once you start getting it, it'll be the same cycle every time. So L and to the right. And what I'm doing when I tap L and I hold straight right, it's to move me over so that here I can just hold forward. Because if you look, there's the ridge of the thing, but there's also the wall to the left on the gear. And you can land on either of these and still get a hammer flip off. So you can see I ran on the wall there of it instead of the flat part. That's fine. It really doesn't matter. Like, this gear is kind of magic. It lets you do whatever you want. So don't be afraid of the gear. Okay, the gear is not going to hurt you. Land wherever you want to land on the gear and then just hold up. And run on the gear a little bit and then hammer flip to cross the gap. Okay, so this will just be a very brief pasta skip tutorial. So the general idea is you want to come and you want to run through this hole in the wall here, right to the left of this black line in the middle there. And it's not as hard as it looks, for sure. If you want to do it slow, you just run under the green over here. You turn your camera. And then you just run, and you use your run to aim for this hole. So you just come in, you stop, turn your camera so you can see the hole, and then you just run at it. And then once you go in, you just hammer flip, and that lets you flip and turn to the left and land over here. And then what I recommend is you hold R, the camera button R, once you clip out, because that will let you like if you're holding R and you're flipping up left, you could turn sharper because the camera is also affecting your movement instead of just going left. If you just go left, you have to go like really hard left. You have to go like this, which is more difficult. If you want to start doing the faster version, what you do is the same general concept, but you don't stop and line it up. You just let go of your stick and hold L, and then you start holding your stick again. So if you saw what I mean, you just run in, and it's just like you press L and you let go of the stick. So L, then you let go of stick. So you run in, run onto the green, L, go stick, and then you just re-aim once you're past that point. So you come in, running, L, let go of stick, start holding stick again, aim. So it's one of those tricks where you just have to practice it, but you'll get the hang of it. The only like critical element is that you do let go of the stick. I'll show you what happens if you don't. If you try and come in and you don't let go of the stick, your camera just does not chill out or relax. It just keeps going crazy the whole time. So run in, L, oh no, camera's still fucked. Makes it basically impossible. But if you press L, let go of the stick, you can see the camera stays stable instead. A couple common errors. Number one, hammer flipping too early. Oh, I tried to hammer flip too early there. Accidentally went through. Let's do that again. Hammer flipping too early, and then you'll just flip out like that because you didn't actually clip through the wall. Let's think. Other common errors: not letting go of the stick makes the camera all crazy. When you clip through, if you don't turn enough, you could fall. So that's why I recommend holding R. Makes it easier to turn. That's basically it. Again, if you want to go slow, you can just turn, line up before you start, and then run. But it's a little bit trickier because when you come in like this and just do it with no stop, you have more time to build run speed and adjust your angle than if you do it from a standstill. So in my opinion, it actually gets easier the better you get at it. Not just from practice, but because of the like actual motion of doing it. If you run down here and you've just missed and you don't get it, you can just step into the wall and then just hold down on your stick until you're running, and then just hold up on the stick, and then you'll run and be able to also clip through the same way, if you know what I mean. Like, you can line up if you miss, like, oh no, I'm too far left. You can put your foot in, and as long as you're in like that, you know that when you go up, you're gonna run through it. You already know you're in line. So you can just use that for like a backup strat if you miss. And that's pasta skip. Okay, we're gonna go over puzzle skip 2 here, girder method. No point learning any of the other methods. You could, as a backup, if you want to, learn the box method where you hammer flip, just in case you fail this. But in my opinion, not worth it. Just learn this. Once you get this down, you will never miss it. So the basic premise of the trick is you get on the girder, which we do by hammer flipping off the green bit there. It has a raised surface. So as long as you're on it and you hammer flip, you should be able to get up there, no problem. I wonder if we can get rid of 0. We'll just ignore him. But yeah, once you're up here, you just want to jump from this girder to this girder, and then jump again past the wall. So this is one of those tricks where you want motion. You don't want to do it from this girder standing, because you're not going to have the speed you want to have. You want to do it from this girder so that you can have the speed from the first jump into the second jump. And then the general idea is you want to jump left of the invisible wall that's here, because if you're too close to it, if you're too close to this wall, you're going to hit it and fall and not keep your speed. So I recommend baby hop up left off the first girder. So I can show you, you'll flip up and then you'll just go up left with the baby hop to the second girder, and then just immediately full hop forward. So in total, it'll look like up, baby hop, then baby hop again, or full hop rather, sorry. But in practice, if you want to just go from this girder, you just make sure you're to the left of the invisible wall there, and then you just do a baby hop into a full hop. And then you want to just hold forward until you see Amy's arms come up, and then you can clip in. So if you try going too soon, okay, let me get out of there. If you try turning in upright too soon, you're just not going to clip. You're just going to hit the wall and fall down. If you're going like this, you're not going to go through. You want to go forward for a bit first and then turn in. And for the turn in, once again, if you hold left trigger, it makes it easier because you don't have to turn as much. So you can hold left trigger and basically still up or a little upright, and it'll clip you in. So you can go jump forward, just left trigger, and yeah, that's Puzzle Skip 2. All right, double wall run tutorial. You've been waiting for it. Really easy. You do Puzzle Skip 2 to clip in. You do normal wall run, which you should know how to do at this point, but if you don't, that's fine. I can teach you really quick. You just hold up left after you clip in. That's kind of it. You'll just run up this wall. It's the easiest wall run in the game. You just clip in, land on the red, then you hold up left and you go up. Double wall run is not much harder. The utility of double wall run is that clipping through these doors, if you do left side wall run, is actually quite hard at the end. So getting this wall run is fine, but clipping through the doors is kind of difficult. You'll usually just hit the door and not go through. And double wall run has like a 100% clip rate. So doing it this way, sorry, the first door was still open, so it kind of got jank. So doing double wall run is better because it lets you really easily clip through at the end like that. And all you have to do double wall run is hammer flip off the first wall run and go straight right, and then immediately go upright on your stick to keep the wall run angle for that one. So it's run up the left wall with up left, and then it's hammer flip straight right, and then you just go upright to run up the wall, and then at the end you just are you're just hammer flipping to the top left to get through the door. And that'll save you a good chunk of time, like about 2 seconds versus not clipping through the door at the end, so it's very worth it. And once you get it down, it's so consistent. Okay, 0. No fancy stuff. Gonna keep it really simple. We're gonna let him come to us. We're gonna hit him into the fence. And then when he bounces back from the fence, we want to jump before he bounces and hammer swing so that when he bounces, our swing hits him immediately and he stays against the fence. So he comes to us, we jump around, we hit him into the fence, we jump and we hammer swing. And you can see he's still against the fence here. And the idea is that now when he jumps next, I will jump when he jumps with a full hop, and I will hammer swing to hit him into the fence, and we will repeat the cycle. So he closes, he jumps, I jump, I hammer swing, I jump and I hammer swing before he bounces. I jump, he jumps, same deal. That'll get you a high 14 or a low 15 depending on when you hit him at the start, etc. If you want to start practicing for hitting the fast 0 strat later, what you can do is get used to doing this setup where you jump through him to hit him into the fence. And then you can still do the same thing from there. But as a beginner, it really doesn't matter. As long as you're hitting into the fence and you're stopping him before he can do anything else